Hello, hello, it's June Olson with Junebug Creations, independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator coming to you live from Kalispell, Montana. I'll get the hang of this, really I will. It just might take me a little bit longer than I thought. All right, when I get on a roll and I don't really think about where I am, Whitefish comes out. I mean, I was there for 7 years, so now I just bumped over to Kalispell, so it'll take me some time. Today is Friday. It is 3:33. It is time for Paper Pumpkin Playdate. This is the third week of our Bikes and Blooms kit, so we are deep into alternatives. Our first week we made the cards as designed by Paper Pumpkin and Stampin' Up! And then last week we did 2 alternates, and today I have another 2 alternates for you. So let's go ahead and see what we've got. All right, so our kit is an all-inclusive kit, which means all you need is a pair of scissors. I like to also recommend a take your pick tool. I don't know how I crafted those 20 years before Stampin' Up! Came out with this, but I did, and you can. This just makes life that much easier, simpler, and quicker in my book. So scissors are definitely a necessity for pretty much any of our all-inclusive kits. What does all-inclusive mean? All-inclusive means everything you need to make the products or make the cards as designed are in the kit. Okay, you don't have to add anything except for these scissors. So when we first open the kit, we get, oh, I got these out of order. When we first open the kit, we see our not acrylic, photopolymer stamps. I don't know where my words have been lately. All right, darn menopause. That's what they tell me anyway, so I'm not sure how much I believe. I think it's just a lot on my plate. All right, so we have this wonderful bike, and next week we're gonna do more with the stamps themselves. This week we're still doing some other things and using the dies. And so we have a lovely day, best wishes, thank you. We have some butterflies, we have some flowers, and we have this fantastic bicycle. I don't know about you, but I love biking. I need to get, mine has been kind of in storage for a while, but I need to get it out. So we have Calypso Coral. I'm bringing in this one because I use these for giveaways and odds and end kits and things. I re-inked all my ink pads last night, so this looks a lot juicier. We'll find out whether it is a lot juicier, because last week and the week before it was not stamping super well. So I sat down yesterday. It took me about an hour and a half, but I went through every single ink pad and re-inked the ones that I knew really needed to be done, and then I re-inked some of the ones that were probably close, and I know there were a couple that were already super juicy because I had recently re-inked them. But for the most part, I redid my whole collection of inks, and I am excited because I will have that rich color back. All right, so when you get your first kit, you get a block and it'll say Paper Pumpkin on it right there. And this is what you can use for your stamps. Or if you have other kits or other blocks, you can glue them together like I've done these, or you might have our ergonomic blocks already. And you'll see that I use a variety of sizes just so that I don't have to stop and clean in between, and that saves us on time, because I know your time is precious and valuable, and I want you to get more out of this than watching me clean stamps to swap them out. When you get your kit, you also get full color instructions, and these are easy, no fail instructions, because there's no words to follow, there's no confusing description to follow. It's arrows, and it's super easy to follow. Here are our stamps. You can see that helps you know. So that's what I do, is I lay the plastic on there so I know where to put my stamps, so I know where they fit. These are all the ingredients. Our coordinating colors: basic black, calypso coral, crushed curry, lost lagoon, old olive, pecan pie, and silver. And then we have our no fail instructions, arrows to show you exactly what to do, where to place things. The little hexagons are your dimensionals. The little dark spots are your glue dots. All right, so perfect and so easy to follow. This is your ingredients page. I use this on the first time we get together to put all the ingredients together to make each card. But I have done that, so we're not using these today. And then we have our dies. So each quarter they come out with a new set of dies that coordinates with the next 3 sets. So right here we have these dies. So this right here, this was quarter 2, and they work with this kit. And I'll be using the flowers and the butterflies today. I've used the wonderful, and I've used this. This was the only one I haven't worked into it. So we'll see if I can work it in next week. I didn't work it in this week. These are the next quarter's dies. The detailed flora for quarter 3. We're going to have a nice stitch circle. We have this beautiful leaf, and then these flowers and stems, and those are right here, and they are still available. I'm not sure if the quarter 2 ones are available anymore. I did not get a chance to check before we jumped on today. So before we get started, let me just tell you, today is July 10th. So today is the last day to sign up to subscribe to Paper Pumpkin and get the Hooray for Birthdays. So if you really wanted this one, it looks like it's going to be really pretty flowery ones. You can kind of see some of the cards. I think you need to make sure to jump on it. All right. And the ink spot for this one will be Timid Tiger. All right, 9 cards. Is it 9 cards? Yes, 9 cards, 3 each of 3 designs, holographic foil accents, pre-cut paper pieces, printed stickers, and then the Timid Tiger Stampin' Spot. All right, and then the Kindred Greetings is the August one. Excuse me. Yes, the August one. Textured card bases and envelopes. That is 9 cards, 3 each of 3 designs, always the coordinating envelopes, pre-cut paper pieces and intricate pre-cut card fronts, gray and white twine, and your Stampin' Spot will be gray granite. And then we have, for September, hand-painted watercolor designs, Aspens of Gratitude. This one is 10 cards, 5 each of 2 designs with 10 coordinating envelopes, pre-cut paper pieces, self-adhesive gem embellishments, and your Stampin' Spot will be the Early Espresso. So looking forward to that one. That's going to be a beauty. All right, so there is that. So today is the last day. Whoops. Today is the last day for the Hooray for Birthday. So if you're wanting to get started on this, get on there today. You can go to JuneBugCreations29.net, .stampinup.net. I used to have it on here. I don't know. Here we go. No, it's not showing up. I don't know what happened. I used to have it, but it is... Oh, it's in the comments, actually. I just realized it's in the comments, but it's a bit.ly link, so it's fine. It still will take you to my storefront, and then you can click shop and go to the Paper Pumpkin section, and you can get your subscription. You can either do prepaid. If you know you're going to want these 3 kits, you could do a 3-month, 6-month, or 12-month subscription, and then, or you can just do a month-to-month where you get it each month. You can pause it at any time. You can cancel it at any time without any issues if it's a month-to-month. With the prepaid, you can pause it, but you can't cancel it because you've already prepaid for it, but you can pause it if you think there's one that you're not going to want. All right, so here are one of the cards. Here is one of the cards as designed. All right, and then I'm going to put that out of my way. And then we have this one as designed. Although I have discovered that this was supposed to be rope, or not rope, but twine, linen thread wrapped around the basket, but I kind of like how I did it instead of wrapping it around the basket. I've been watching videos. I like watching videos and seeing what other folks are doing. Actually, my 2 ideas today came from other folks, and I'll let you know who. But I've changed it up as I typically do. I get an idea and then I change it up. It's never exactly. And this is the third card. All right. So then last week we decided we were going to make an easel card with this one. So we did that. All right, like that. And the next card was a non-biking card, and we just had some planters with flowers. All right, so let's see what we've got today. I still have plenty of stuff in here. We always have adhesive. We have the mini glue dot, or the mini dimensionals, and the glue dots, and then we have some foil butterfly accents. I'm going to leave those out. I've already pulled out of here what I want for this time around. So let's start with this card. I'm going to keep this because we like to use it for stamping. And I stuck my linen thread in there so I wouldn't forget to use it. Let me get my trimmer. Here we go. Now what I did first off is I went ahead and cut this card base in half because I'm only going to be using the one side. So I cut it in half. I've got the other card base to use for next week. I'll move this aside. We're going to do some cutting of this envelope. And I got this idea, part of this idea, this fun fold part idea, from Rachel Tessman, who is a big guru of stamping and using the kits. So we're going to cut this off. I want to go about 1 inch in like that. So we're going to cut this off and we'll set this aside because we'll be able to use this little pocket for something else. Where'd my box go? There it is. All right. And then we're going to cut this, and we want this to be this way. We want it to be 4 1/4. So I'm just going to cut over here so we have our straight edge and cut that off like that, and that can go into our recycling. And then I'm going to flip it over to make sure I keep that straight edge, and I want it to be at 4 1/4. We're going to cut that part off, and then I need to flatten this part, so I need to go to 1 1/2. So it's going to be 2 1/2 like that. And then we're going to cut this part. This is all the sticky stuff anyways. All right. Set that there. No, I'm going to set that over here. All right. So we already have the score line from the flap. So we're going to use that score line and bring in our bone folder. All right. And then we're going to bring back in our card. And what we're going to do is we're using this as our card base. I thought this was a great idea. And we're going to use this like this. And this is how our card will open. All right, but we got to glue this down. So we're going to push it all the way up. She really does have a lot of ideas. So if you're looking for more ideas than what I offer, she's a great resource for checking that out. That's Rachel Tessman, and she does a lot with kits. Some of my ideas come from her, then I have other ideas from other demonstrators, and sometimes some of my ideas come from non-demonstrators, and often my ideas come from my own crazy brain. All right, let's see. We have an almost empty ink. This one is about time. Sometimes you just got to clean the goobers, the glue goober off your pen. So let's see if this one might be ready. There we go. For when I'm doing some big project, then you can cut this and use the glue that's still in the bottom. But I don't know if we're there yet. I haven't actually done that myself. Okay, I'm not going to spend this whole time, your whole time, messing with glue. So we're going to go ahead and come over here to this one. There we go. And we're going to fold this over making sure it is lined up at the 4 1/4 across the back like that. All right. And there is our card. Now I can see that I've gone over a little bit here, so I'm going to take my scissors and I'm just going to line it up right there. And then line it up. So sometimes when you cut, it's not perfect. That's okay. That's what scissors are for, to fix the little mistakes. So there is our card backing. You'll write on this part behind the basket, but it's okay. We're just going to leave it like that for a moment, and we're going to do some stamping. All right. So here is the bike that we're going to be using. It's going to go on the front like this, and then we'll be able to open it up. Now, you have that extra piece like we did, like I used over here, that goes here. But instead of using that, I was going to just use this. And so what I did is I brought in those little white flower pieces, and we're just going to stamp on those in the Calypso Coral because I want to see how juicy it is. And then we can, oh, I need ink. Here we go. So let's see if I got it all nice and juicy. So we're going to do this, bring that. We're going to test it out on our cardboard. Oh yeah, much darker, much nicer. So we're going to line this up on here, and it went with one of the other bike cards, but it's okay. All right, got that a little bit off. We'll do better. There we go. Excuse my head. Here we go, but I love how it's some nice rich color this time instead of the almost gone look. It was high time. There we go, I had something on there. It was high time I re-inked those. I was going to re-ink them before I moved, and then that didn't happen, and that was 6 months ago. Oh, it went a little bit the other way, but that's okay. I'm fine with that little bit of extra white. And then we will place them on here using the dimensionals. But I'm going to use dimensionals that I already have started instead of using brand new ones. And when it comes to minis, actually I'm not going to use minis. I'm going to use my regular size ones because these are big enough to be able to do that. All right, so we're going to, I feel like the minis make things a little bit wonky because they're kind of tall, but they're so little. So if I don't need the minis, I like using my regular sized ones. All right, so you can see kind of the angle. It's going to go like that. It's going to go like that. That's going to go like that. And so then we still have our flowers on our basket, but instead of having another full greenery on it, we're just doing it like that. I like that. All right, so then we're going to take Post-it note. We need to replenish. Look, I forgot to fill my Post-it note dispenser, so I need to do that. So we're going to use this one. And what we want to do is lay this, and I thought this was a great trick. We're going to lay this face up right up against here. And we're going to put this right here in the corner where we're going to want it to go, and lay it down, and then smooth this there so we know where we can put our dimensionals. All right, so we'll move that out of the way. We'll get our dimensionals and we'll just kind of line them up here. I'm going to do 3. She did only 4. I feel like, I mean, she did 2 on each side. I feel like I need a little bit more. So I'd rather be safe than sorry. All right, and then we need one here. And then we are going to need some minis there. So we'll get out our minis. Now, one thing I want to remind you, are they in here still? I want to show you, I don't know if I've told you before. I know I've told some folks. If you look here, the dimensionals from the kit are a little bit thicker than these dimensionals. So if you're using regular size dimensionals that did not come in the kit and you need to do minis, you need to get the ones that are the same, because the ones in the kit are a little bit thicker. So be careful with that, because otherwise your projects will be a little bit uneven if you are mixing kit dimensionals with regular dimensionals. All right, no matter what size, kit dimensionals are going to be, you can see this line goes up higher. Whoop, put that a little bit close. You can just follow this line and know that's where that card piece goes. So I've got this covered. So we can take this off now. Put it over there to remind me. And we're going to bring this in. And it's going to go right there like that. So let's take off the backings. And then we'll say thank you to Rachel for a really cute idea. All right. I have seen, since I did the stand-up card, not the easel card last week, I have seen others have done that as well. So that is a popular idea, to do that one as an easel card. There we go. Just like that. And then when you open the card, it'll be like this. All right, so you're going to want to make sure that you write behind the basket. You're not going to want to write anywhere else. We're going to go ahead and do on our little license plate, as I like to call it. Hold on. Actually, let's go ahead and do it correctly this time. And we will wrap this around there. I'm going to wrap it around 2 times. Here we go. Wrapping it 2 times. There we go. Oops. There we go. All right. I mean, you know, if you were riding a bike, you would probably not have anything wrapped around there. But we're not actually riding this bike, so it's all good. All right. So pull that a little bit tighter. We're going to do our little bow. Here we go. All right, so this is where I like to have a glue dot, and I want to pull this a little bit because I want the bow off to the side. Actually, I think I want the bow on the other side, now that I think about it more. So we will try and make this other side a little bit longer. And just a smidget longer. There we go. And then this is where I like having glue dots, because glue dots help my bows stay together, and where it makes it easier to tie them, because then it doesn't get all loose. So I'm going to push this up here. I want it a little bit higher. And then I'm going to put my glue dot right there. Pop that top off. There we go. Like that. And then it allows nothing's, I'm not trying to keep it still. So it makes tying that bow so much easier, folks. Use the glue dot trick. It just makes the bow tying that much easier. Let's see if we can get this turned. There we go. Come on. All right, and then I'm going to trim this down just a little bit. All right, and on here, let's use the, we'll use the thank you, because you know me, I can always use thank yous. I am behind on sending out my thank yous, so anything I can do to have more to send out is great. All right, here we go. Yep, this is luscious and juicy now. Oh yeah, that just looks so much better. So much better. Let me show you. Look at the difference between this one and this one. Look how much darker. Yep. They definitely needed it. No doubt about it. All right, so then we're going to put this here. And put this one right there. I love it. All right, what a cute idea, Rachel. Thank you so much. I love that. I'll have to keep that in mind for future stuff. That is cute. All right, let's move on to our next card. Move this out of the way. Let's move some things out of the way. All right. So this next card, we're not doing a bike. All right. We're going to do a ladder, a plant ladder. How many of you have a shelf in your house, either for books or plants, that is kind of like a ladder? I've always thought that's cool. I don't have one, but I like it, and I would love to have one. What am I looking for? I'm looking for this, but I don't have one at this time. But I'm going to make one. I'm just going to make one. So we're going to use those dies, the butterfly and the what is it? The butterfly and the flowers. So we're going to use the butterfly and flower dies from this. Wow. Come on. There we go. Just got to get a nail up under there. It wasn't coming. So I'm going to make that shorter. It's going to be my butterflies. We're going to have some Highland Heather butterflies, and then we're going to have some Calypso coral flowers. All right, so here we go. And let's run it through. I love having this little one for when I can use it in the lives. It's very handy for that. And now that we've figured out the new sandwich for it, it works beautifully. All right. Here we go. We have our little butterflies. There we go. Put that out of the way. And then when we have our flowers, and our flowers are one piece. All right, so they go together like that. All right, they are not, just in case you're wondering, they're not quite the same shape. Here there's one large one and three small ones, but they are fairly close in shape. All right, so here we go. Let's see. All right, so that we have those. Don't need this anymore. And we have this, and we have these. We have this and we have this. Now this we're going to cut in half. Gives me another half to play with. And I'm going to cut it at 5 and... Oh, no, I didn't bring a... Never mind, we won't cut this one. Let's see. Let's see. Do I have a Calypso coral? I don't have a Calypso coral. Let's see if this will work. This is the petal pink. We'll go with the petal pink. And so then I will cut this. We'll go to 4 and an 8. Well, we'll do the 4. So 4 inches by, and I want to keep this bottom part for the ground, by 5 1/4. That's your basic layer. I got so excited with the front of the card, I forgot about the rest of the card. What do you know? All right, so here is our basic layer. Here's our card base, and then we'll just have this like that. That actually brightens it up nicely. So what we're going to do is we're going to pull out this paper, this wood grain paper, from the Paper Medley series, DSP. All right, there's a variety of papers in here, variety of patterns, black and white as well as colored. And so I thought, okay, we'll use this because it's wood. And let's set this aside. We need to bring black. So, but we need little strips. So I'm going to cut, I think 1/4 inch. Nope. I'm going to use 3/8 inch. So we're going to do 3/8 inch. And I think I'm going to need 2 of those. There we go. All right. So let's see. So if our card is 5 1/4, we're going to do these at 5 inches for our 2 sides. So here's 5 inches. Then we'll do another 5 inches. And then this can be a cross piece. And then, let's see. Hold on. All right. So we're going to do this. Oh. Like that. All right, that's about how they look, right? They kind of go at an angle, that kind of ladder. I think you'll know what I'm talking about when I do this. So this one would be a great shelf for right there, or maybe for up there. Okay, for up there. So then we need one, and I'm just going to use my fingers to measure it. We need one right there. And I'm going to crease it with my finger. And then we need one from there to about here. That's real technical, right? You know I don't get all that technical. But it's kind of hard to see. Here we go. Oh, look, they have cute little flowers on the back. Oh, look at that one. How cute. All right, I haven't really looked at that paper much. Okay, so where is my crease? There it is. Keep my eye on it, put it in there. Oh boy. All right, I need my pencil. I'm going to put my pencil mark on there because I'm having a hard time seeing it. And then on this one with the pattern. Pencils are great because they erase. All right, so don't forget that. You can erase it. Here we go. Ah, so much better when you have a pencil mark to see with. And then right there. So using the little thumb bending thing isn't working anymore because I'm just not seeing it. No, I am not getting old. Don't say it. Don't say it. All right. So let's see how we can do this. Oh, I know what I forgot. We're gonna go with a dark gray granite for our nails because we got to have some nails, right? So we're gonna go right there. Then we're gonna go right there. Let's see. That is not going to work. That's going to have to come down here. All right, so this is our plant shelf. So we want to have this one down here. Now we're going to have a plant right here. And because this one, I think we're going to go with this one. So here we're going to have some plants and some books, and they're just going to kind of be in like a basket. Or we can set them here. No, we'll set them. No, I kind of like it like that. And we're going to put those on dimensionals. Oop, my ladder's dropping. Let's see. Maybe the ladder needs to go further down. I haven't made this one, so we're kind of winging this together. There we go. And then I think we're going to cut. I kind of like the books though. So what if we get rid of this big ginormous one and we kind of make this back over here? Just kind of playing with it. We can trim it off. All right, there we go. This is a little more tedious than I thought it would be. All right, here we go. See, I don't own one of these, so let's see, I kind of like that there, and this here. Or maybe we cut out the books. Let's do that. We'll cut out the books and put the books on top. All right. And then we have this here. And that will just kind of look like it's part of the design of that. And so that could go up here like that. I like the books with it. Maybe we could do this. If we cut this off. There we go. That looks better. Oh, let's see. Can I cut it straight? There we go. These are moving. These are moving. All right, I think I'm going to just glue these down. So I think I'm going to go ahead and put dimensionals on all of these because ladders are away from the wall, right? So let's go ahead and use some dimensionals because I think having them stuck there will be better. Let's see, how big, how wide are these? Are these too wide? Yep, they're a little bit, they're just a smidge too wide. So we're going to go ahead and use the minis. Like this. I'm just going to space them out. And then we will get this sorted out. I think it'll be a lot easier to figure it out once I have those, oops, those pieces there. And everything's not moving as I figure out the plants. So let's go ahead and build our ladder, because I know I want to do that. Because I really like that idea, and I've always wanted one of those. Might have to get one of those for plants and books. We could use another bookshelf in the library area. All right. Oh, so we need to do these with dimensionals as well. Oh, we need to do that towards the center that way. Ah. All right, we got this. We got this. Oh, it's coming together. It's coming together. All right, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to lay it like this. Actually, I'm going to lay these like that, and I'm going to put a dab of glue on the end of each. So we're just doing a dot of glue on the end of each so we can figure out where to lay them. Right, they are like that, I think. So then we're going to lay this on here. Bring that down a little. That down a little. All right. Lay it like that. And we'll lay this one the same, using this wonderful glass mat. All right, so I have my ladder. Woo! All right, so there we go. We have our ladder. Now we're going to turn it over and stick it down right here, like that. Oh. Hold on. That one side is a little bit higher than the other. So I'm just going to pull it down a little. There we go. We have our ladder. Probably not as perfectly made as, yeah, probably not as perfectly made. So this one, oh, got a little bit high. Shoot. Let's see, can we move it down a little? There we go. This one's going to go here like that. So we're going to put dimensionals on those. Oh, before we do, I wanted to bring in our new white gel pen. All right, and I wanted to just add a little bit of dimension. Yeah, some of these mother-in-law tongue plants have some white in them. All right, and then other ones are, you know, variegated. So I thought it'd be fun to use this to kind of add some of that variegation. All right, it just gives it a little bit more. All right, and I haven't decided about this one yet, so we're just going to go with this. And we have these. All right. Okay, let's see. We're going to put some dimensionals on the backs of these. Like this. I don't actually know how long it takes for the white to dry. We're going to go over here. That one's probably a little too high as well. Jeepers. I thought it would be easier to do it that way. Well, that's there now. So we will do it like that. And then we'll do this one like this. I think we can use, no, we're going to be stuffing it down. So, or stuffing it up too. Here we go. All right. There we go, like that. And then let's go ahead and add this one then. So we're going to bring in those flowers again. Oh no, different flowers. My mistake. Here we go. Let's see. We need another. Here we go. All right, we got this. We got this. We got this. There we go. Nice and bright when you have fresh ink. Nice and bright. All right, so now we're going to trim this off a bit because it's a bit tall. All right, and we're going to put some dimensionals on it as well. And then we will have used this because maybe someone you know isn't really into bikes. So they might prefer some plants. We're going to add our butterflies. And I don't know, I'm not sure we're going to use those flowers. After all, might have to save those for next week. But might be some butterflies bouncing around out there. Go. Oop, that's a lot. We'll just swipe this across it and put that there. Put that one there. And then sentiment. Oh, I forgot to grab a sentiment piece out of there. So let's grab a sentiment piece. We will do the little banner here across the bottom. And we could say best wishes. There we go. These are black. Best wishes. I'm going to push this over here so that we can trim that off because it's going to be kind of long. So we'll see if we can trim that straight. Looks like I didn't stamp it straight. All right. There we go. We can go right there. So we're going to put our dimensionals on it. Or, yeah, we can do two close together. And then we can just do a dab of glue. There we go. All right. And then we'll take this and pop it onto our card front. And the nice thing with this is this petal pink is the same color as the wood, so it pulls it all together. All right, so we have this like that. And where's our twine? We need a, hold on. When I have a whole bunch of stuff on front, I like to rub the inside. We will go ahead and do a double bow. So we cut a piece of the linen thread, fold it in half, and then tie our bow like this. Ooh, let's see, is that gonna work? Sometimes I do a good job with that, and sometimes I don't. Ooh. Nope, that time I did not. I had too much of a tail over here. So you want to have a shorter tail over here. Now I may have gotten it too short. We'll see. Nope, looks like it may be just right. Ooh, that was really good. All right, so there's our bow. We're going to open that up, trim off just a smidge of that, so I was really close. Grab our glue dot, pop that on under. Everything's sticking to me. Under the best wishes. There we go. Roll that up just a little bit and pop our bow on there. Like that. There we go. Best wishes. I love how that turned out. That was a great idea. That was from a UK demo. Liz something. I can't remember her last name. She's the Ready Set Demo. She helps demonstrators with classes and ideas. So there you go. I love that. That looks fantastic. All right, and then of course we'll put our white on the inside, and then you can write. Or if you don't want the white on the inside, you can just write on it because it is a light colored card. So here are your two. We have some extra stuff that I didn't use that I thought I might use, but didn't need. Here are our two ideas from this week. And no, they are not completely my ideas, but I did get the idea for this flap from Rachel Tessman. I changed up the front of the card, and then I got the idea for the ladder and changed up the whole front of the card from Liz. But in any case, some fun ideas. I love when I get inspired by other demonstrators. So thank you for joining me today. And why don't you see what you can do with your kit, and make sure that if you want to share, you can share by putting it in the comments down below. I would love to see your alternates for this kit. They are fun and there are so many possibilities. Your imagination is your only limitation. So enjoy. Crafty blessings. See you next week. Bye-bye.